Hey everybody, it's me, Jennifer DeRozier, your favorite realtor. I wanted to talk with you today about some interesting trends that I've been noticing in the home buying market right now. It seems like all of a sudden my buyers have all been sort of in the same age bracket, and that is young professionals or millennials. And I just wondered if maybe I was crazy. So I looked it up. And as a matter of fact, millennials are sort of flooding the market right now. 34% of all buyers in the fourth quarter, according to the National Association of Realtors, are in that millennial bracket. You can compare that to the baby boomer market, which used to be the strongest bracket of home buyer in the current market, but is now actually down to 30% of all buyers for just the fourth quarter. So that's kind of a big jump, and good job. I'm so excited to see so many young people sort of taking that plunge and starting the next adventure after college and career building. So that's really exciting. And it's a smart move. It's not only a good investment, but right now it is still a true fact that rent is more expensive, especially in the Cape Coral area. Rent is sometimes, I don't know, twice what a mortgage could be, depending on the house. Our rental market is extraordinarily high right now. And so if you can afford to buy, it can be shocking what your mortgage looks like when you're used to paying rent that's sometimes close to $2,000 a month. So never hesitate. Lenders are learning ways to work with student loan debt so that it doesn't destroy your debt to income ratio, and they can get you approved where before, even 6 months ago, they had a harder time. So don't be afraid. But working with so many people in this phase of life has taught me a few tidbits, and so I wanted to share those with you. I think the number one thing is going to be finding the right lender. Even before you start thinking about working with me or other realtors, you want to know that you're pre-approved. But all pre-approvals are not equal. So ask your lender if they've used an underwriting simulator. Sometimes they'll give you a pre-approval based on your credit score alone. And that's not good enough, because there are secondary factors that can later make you ineligible. And you wouldn't know it until you'd already spent the money on a home inspection, sometimes even spent the money on an appraisal. And then you're within 15 to 20 days away from closing. You've probably given notice to your current rental, and then you find out all of a sudden that it was never a possibility. But you wouldn't know that until the underwriter saw the completed file. However, there are some lenders that will run your pre-approval through an underwriting simulator program on their computer. And so from that point on, it stays pretty steady. Your numbers tend not to change. They have a better idea of what your monthly payment will be. They have a better idea of whether or not the loan can be approved beginning to end. So ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Do not be polite. Do not choose your lender based on what nice connection you might have. That is secondary. That has to be secondary, because there are so many people in this market trying to get your business, and you want to make sure that you're getting the best deal possible. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Another good question to ask is going to be, how quickly do they get the loan closed from receiving the final contract? I tend to write my contracts for 30 days, unless I know of a reason why it should be longer. And most lenders can get that done, or even sooner. Some take 45 days, some take 60. So ask that question as well. That's something that your realtor will ask for you many times. But if having a quick closing is important to you, that's less in your real estate professional's hands and more in the hands of the person you've chosen to write your mortgage. So make sure you ask how long it's running. From there, you just want to make sure that your lender knows that you want them to communicate with your team. So that means connecting them to me or whatever realtor you choose. The deal it changes hands as you move forward. So it starts with us working together. We're going to house hunt, find that house. I'm going to build the contract for you. I'm going to negotiate for the best deal. Once we're under contract, I hand that contract off to your lender. From that point on, it's your lender's job to put together the financing to get the underwriting taken care of and to bring that loan to the closing table. Sort of at the end of that process, that's when the title company comes in, and from there they take over. They do all of the title work. That means that they make sure that ownership is clear, that it's not clouded, that there's no one that could come up and later make a claim to your house and try and take it away from you. The lender needs that clear title in order to give you final approval. So toward the end of the deal, those two work together and then bring it home to the closing table where you sign and get your keys, and I get to give you a big hug and say congratulations. So when you choose your lender, you want them to know that that's the ideal. Everything works seamlessly when all parties work toward that common goal of getting you your home together. We can't do our jobs independently of one another. We try, but that's when surprises happen and things can fall through the cracks. And it's always my goal, whenever possible, to apply teamwork. I mean, just a little bit of give and take and communication, weekly check-ins, whatever it takes. At the end of the day, my aim is to take the stress off of your shoulders, and I'll carry it for a little while, and then it's all worth it at the end when I get to see you sign those papers. So those are my big tips for you, for my young, hip, new buyers. I'm sure I could think of a million more, but those are the important ones. So go take those things for a ride. And when you've got that pre-approval, give me a call, and I can't wait to start hunting with you. Have a great day. Bye.